Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Tobile here. It's good to have you again into this channel. I'll just please and ask you to please like my videos and please subscribe and share. Please like. I'll really appreciate it if you do. So today we are going to talk about a topic that actually I've never asked myself a question about it. I've just always just done what I like, which is having sex during menstrual period. I've never actually really asked myself a question if this was biblically correct or it wasn't. I've just always done what I felt like. If I was in a relationship and I wanted sex, I just had sex. If my partner wanted sex, I had just if I feel like if I'm able, like maybe if I'm not having period pains, if I'm able to give it to them, I just did it without considering if is this a right thing to do or is not a right thing to do. Or else if I'm feeling I don't want to do it, or maybe this man has been asking this thing for too much, I just want to rest. This is my period, I can just take advantage of it and rest. I have rested without even considering if, okay, is this a right thing to do or this is not a right thing to do. So because of this diet that I'm in, the raw vegetable diet, I started like doing different things in my body that I didn't expect, of which one of them is my libido has actually skyrocketed as a result, I believe, of the fast. So that's why I came to have questions about this, because I was having a very high libido even when I was in my periods, because I thought if I was married, I would ask my husband for it. I mean, I wanted it and I would have asked for it. But I asked myself a question. I was like, is it actually, whatever if my husband says no? Maybe one, it's a sin. Maybe if they believe that is a sin, maybe they say it's a sin. Because myself, I don't know now. I don't know if it's a sin or it's not a sin. But it just made me to question it, because I was like, if I was married, I would want to have sex when I was in my periods, because the way I was so my sexual desires were just so high. There's just no way I wouldn't have asked my husband for it. I would have asked for it. But I thought, what about if my husband says no? Maybe they consider this to be a sin, or they consider this to be unclean, like what the Bible says, because it talks about uncleanliness. So this actually prompted in my head to like, seriously, let me inquire about this, maybe before I am in a marriage relationship in future, so that I know how to go about it. Because I can imagine, because I was thinking, if I was married and I asked for it and my husband said, no, you are unclean, or they said it's a sin, I was going to be angry. I was going to be angry because of the way I was just so wanting it to do it now. I was just so wanting it to do it now. Not just one day. I think about 4 days, my hormones were just up there and I just wanted to have sexual intercourse. Obvious, thank God I was able to control myself, because one, obvious, I can't masturbate. Two, I can't just sleep with any man just because I'm horny. So yeah, I was able to control myself. So but if I was in a relationship, I would have been angry if my husband would have said no, because of the way I was feeling. So this made me to question myself, if is it right or wrong? Because one, if it is a sin, or if it is, the man is feeling it's dirty, then it will be unfair for me to be like to be angry with them, or to be even asking for them in the first place. So I have to learn maybe not to ask for it when I am in that time, because obviously it will make them feel it will be unfair. Actually, it will be unfair for me to keep asking them when I know that, or if I know how they feel about it. Yeah, so that made me like to think and just really want to know answers. Even now, I still don't have the answers. I still don't have the answers, because in the Old Testament it says that it is not right for a to lie with her wife when they are unclean, when they are on their periods. That's what the Old Testament says. But in the New Testament, I didn't see anything about that. But then I went to, obvious, I was looking for answers. I also went on YouTube and I saw these two men that were talking about it. Someone had asked a question, so they were answering the question, and they were saying that they knew, I mean, after Jesus Christ, as Christians after Jesus Christ, we are not bound by the Jewish law. So this law, according to them, they say that this law does not apply to us because we are not bound by the Jewish law. So it will be up to the husband and wife if they want to do it. Like they have to make an agreement if it's okay. If the husband feels okay, even though you're in your period, maybe I can use protective or whatever. If they agree with together, then it's fine. They can go ahead and do it. There has to be an agreement between the two. Or if the husband wants it and the woman is on her period, and the woman says yes, they say maybe you don't have period pains or your period pains are not that bad and you feel you can have it, you agree, they say it's okay, you can have it. But I don't know 100% if this is the right thing to do. It just like really confused me, because I was like, seriously, so what is the situation, what do you do? Actually, this also brought me to the fact that, most of the time as women, when a man is wanting to do, like if a man wants to have sexual intercourse, most of the time as women, we're the one that says no. We can bring maybe excuses. Maybe I'm tired, maybe I'm on my periods, maybe he's angry, you are angry with him, he's done something. Yeah, you bring so many things that will be an excuse to say, okay, we can't do it, and it made me think, oh my god, so this is how the man feels when they are really now in that mood that they want to do it, and then you say no. Because I was in the mood and I was imagining that maybe my husband would say no. I was like, oh my god, I'll really be angry with this man if he will say no. So yeah, it put me in that situation, in the situation of men themselves, that each time we say no, most of the time they are already in the mood, they are already horny, that's the word, they are already horny, and you are saying no. I can imagine how they felt, because the way I was feeling, yeah, I would have been angry with my husband if he really said no. So I thought, okay, maybe the best thing is to rectify this problem before I am in a marriage relationship, maybe with someone, to know what to do. Because if this is a sin or this is not something that is to be done, then I have to learn to control myself. I have to learn to control myself, because it would be unfair to be asking for the man when I know that he's going to say no. I'll be angry with him for nothing. So I have to like sort this out before I'm involved in a marriage relationship. I don't know about you. Do you have questions around this? Do you have answers for this? If you do, please do share with me what you think, if it's right or if it's wrong. Is it something that you are sorted already? You know answers? Because myself, I still don't know answers. I'm still looking for answers. Obviously, I'll go to different places to make sure that I find answers to this question. It also like made me think that about this diet, that this raw vegetable diet is really a good diet. If you have a low repeat, if you this raw vegetable diet is really a good diet if a person has got a low libido, because it really increases your libido. This is a if you are married, you are in a relationship, obviously you're having sexual intercourse, and you and your husband maybe have got problems with sexual intercourse that are related to libido and things like that. Please do consider to do this diet, because it's really good. It really makes you feel up there. Seriously, it makes you really feel like you just want to have sexual intercourse all the time. Obviously it's not good if you're unmarried, because obviously it will make you be horny for nothing really. So yeah, but if you're married, seriously do consider this diet once in a while, just to boost your libido, just to make sure. I didn't even actually read if there are any vegetables or fruits that are really good for hiking libido, because this just happened without me expecting it. So you can just read about it. Actually, I think maybe the other thing that actually makes the libido to increase, I think, is avocado, because I'm eating a lot of avocado and I'm eating a lot of seeds and nuts. Not a lot, but there is a measurable amount every day. But I'll say avocado, actually, I eat more than probably what I'm supposed to, what I usually eat if I am not on this diet. Because at least I eat half an avocado a day. This was like the big one because in M&S they were selling these big ones for £1. So I was buying them and they were like really huge, like the African ones. So I was having half of that. But normally, when I'm like eating like normal diet, I don't have so much avocado. I'll have maybe three or two slices of avocado. But this time I'm really eating a lot of avocado and I'm eating at least 2 spoons of grinded or blended seeds. Then I also have maybe a handful of nuts, like different nuts. So I think that is actually maybe what is hiking. And I eat a lot of greens, like the green vegetables. I eat a lot of greens. So I'm thinking all these things kind of actually add into it. And also I eat raw beetroot. I know raw beetroot, even before I went on this diet, each time I eat raw beetroot, like if I'm blending, like I'm having a smoothie of raw beetroot, it usually the first place where I feel it's working is in my womb. It goes straight into my womb and do something. I don't know exactly what it does, but I always felt a difference there. I felt like things happening there, like maybe some kind of pain, some kind of something that okay, and it's only when I drink beetroot I always feel this. So I'm sure it does something to my womb. Yeah, my womb, things, everything that is in there, I'm sure it does something. I'm not really sure exactly what it does, but I always feel like it's doing something. The other thing that I wanted to share that I learned from the YouTube man, which I don't know if it's truth or not truth, and I think it is a key to the answer to this question, but I don't know what they are saying, if it's true or not true, because one of the men was actually saying that in the Old Testament, where in Leviticus, where it talks about men should not lie with their wife when they are unclean, he said the uncleanness that they were talking about in Leviticus is not uncleanness that has to do with sin, but it's uncleanness that has to do with hygiene. Because during that time, they didn't have like sanitary pads like we do. They didn't have like all the nice perfumes, maybe whatever that we use when we are in our periods to smell nice and all that. So he was saying that it was because they were like really unclean during periods. This is the blood I'm talking about, is the blood that is already out, not the blood that is inside. Because I don't think the menstrual periods themselves are dirty. It's dirty blood because that's the blood that makes a baby. So the baby is the blood that is involved in creating a human being, because that blood is the blood that is involved in creating a human being. So I don't think that blood is dead. But once it's outside your system, it is dead. But when it's still inside, I don't think it's dead. So he was saying that the uncleanness was to do with hygiene. So if the hygiene was clean, they had like a clean kind of system of hygiene, then it wouldn't have been unclean. So now in our days, we are able to take care of periods in a way that there's no like much dirt happening. Obviously, it's still dirt because obvious when once the blood is out, obvious it's kind of waste dirt. So yeah, that's what he was saying, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. So then obviously went on to say that so it's okay to do it because we are not bound by the Jewish covenant. Yeah, we are not bound by the Jewish laws. So yeah, that's what he said. But I'm not 100% sure of this is the answer or this is not the answer. So I'm still like in a quest to find answers really to this question. But I'm happy that it actually prompted me going through this high libido situation during my periods. It kind of highlighted this question. So now I'll have time to actually think of this question before I am in a situation where now I don't know how to deal with the situation that is before me. So I can have this question being answered, or if I am in a when I am in a relationship with someone, I can ask these questions before maybe we get married, before we are in a situation where we have to have sexual intercourse. I can ask this question: How would you feel if I am in my period uh, and I want to have sexual intercourse? How will that sit with you? Or even when you're doing like marriage counseling, these are the questions that one can ask. I didn't even think about it before, but these are the questions that one can ask, as in like in a situation like that, what do you do? So yeah, this kind of prompted me to have this question in my mind, which I think actually is a good question, especially because it's not something that is talked about, which means people go through it without much knowledge. Without much knowledge, you just do what you felt is right at that time, but that feeling might that maybe you feeling this is right, this might not be right. So yeah, I just want to tackle this in the right way, know the truth if this is right or this is not right. But considering how I felt during this time when my hormones were just really hiking, were up there, I am more likely inclined to agree with the YouTube person, like say that it's okay to do it. This is just because of how I felt, because I've had this feeling like for many days, like maybe like 4 days, I was still feeling the same way, that I just, I just want to have sexual intercourse. So yeah, if I was in a marriage relationship, I would ask my husband to have sexual intercourse. So, but I don't know if this is right or this is wrong. This is just me making a conclusion from how I felt. But most of the time, we don't go by what we felt. We feel. We go by what is right. Even if you feel something, if it's wrong, it's wrong. So however, I consider that after the whole scenario was over, like I had finished my periods, I considered that the way I was able to, because already I had trained myself to have control over my sexual desires, which means if I am feeling horny, I'm not going to masturbate. If I'm feeling horny, I'm not going to just grab any man and have sexual intercourse with. Even if I was in a relationship and not married yet, I'm not going to grab that man and just have sex with them. If I have made the decision that I'm only going to have sexual intercourse when I get married to the man, so I'm not going to say that now because I am feeling so high, with sexual desires when I am in my period, I'm going to grab that man and say, let's do it now. No, I am not, because now I've learned to control myself. So I felt like, okay, I should be able to manage this. I should be able to manage this because I've been managing myself all this time. So I should, even though this kind of like sexual desires or libido was like extremely high, but still I was able to control myself. So I'm sure I'll still be able to control myself even when I am married and we decide with my husband that okay, we are not going to do it when I on my periods, because this is something that I think you should talk about before you embark into this situation. Like you talk about before you even get married and know how you're going to deal with it. What is the answer? If maybe I'm sure individual families will have different answers do have different ways of dealing with it. But however, what the word of God says is the one truth that should remain. So now myself, I'm still not sure if the word of God says do or the word of God says don't. I'm still not, I'm still going to look for answers. Yes, yes, I'm going to still look for answers. I'm sure I will get answers at some point. But if you do have an answer or maybe suggestion, obviously you can share. Uh, yeah, obviously you can share. But like I said, please do consider this diet. If you're in a marriage, just to boost your libido. Not that maybe your libido will be low. But when you are with a man for a long time, sometimes you end up feeling like that sister and brother kind of situation. So yeah, it's best to just do things that will like will enlighten your, yeah, like it's good to do things that will boost your libido, things that will actually make you be like sexually interested with each other. Obviously, one of these things, like where the woman has got the high libido, I think it's a kind of a healthy kind of is a healthy kind of relation. It's a healthy kind of thing in a relationship where the woman is the one that is asking for it. Because I'm sure men sometimes they get tired of being the one that are asking for it all the time, as if you yourself as a woman you don't want it. It's good to have a relationship where the woman as well is able to is also frequently asking for it instead of the men asking for it all the time, as if like it's a burden, because I'm sure men sometimes at some point when the woman is never is not, the woman is never asking for it, or they ask for it once in a very long time. They feel like maybe they feel like they are kind of forcing you into it, or they are being a burden in they are being a burden, they are being a burden. So yeah, it's important for the woman as well to have that good libido, that they desire the men. It's nice to be desired, even for us women. When a man desires you, it's nice for the man to desire you, but it's something that we should we should do as well to the men. We should like desire them. So if your libido is high, it's good like to want the men as well. Yeah, I think it spices up the relationship to be the one that is asking for it. I'm sure that is good. It actually makes men high. I think it makes men want sexual intercourse more if the woman is the one that is asked for it. Anyway, that's my take. That's my take. I might be wrong, but this is just what I think. So I thought, I'll come here and share this with us. Maybe someone can learn from it. I'm learning from it myself. This is a side of me that I didn't even know that kind of exist that much. I had a high libido before when I'm in my periods, but it wasn't this high. So I'm thinking that this diet this diet is really doing well. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you very much for listening to my video today. Hopefully you will like. Please like my videos. It is really helpful, and also share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for having you again in my channel. Hopefully you will listen to my next videos. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Bye.